Joining us now exclusively is, ahead of his big speech tonight, Donald Trump's son, Eric, an executive vice president of the Trump Organization and a close advisor to his father. Thank you so much for getting up here and sitting here with us like that. What was that moment like last night? You're there with your siblings. It becomes official that your father is the Republican nominee for President of the United States.
You know, we were, I think, pinching ourselves. Listen, we've worked so hard on this, and my father's put so much passion into it. He became a politician 12 months ago, and here we are last night throwing him over the top. And you know, we are such a close family, and it was an amazing, special moment. It was actually a very emotional moment, but it was an amazing, very special moment for us.
I remember when George and I talked with you and your brother in Iowa. Yeah. Seemed like 2 years ago, at the beginning of the year.
5 years ago.
Yeah, really.
5 years ago.
That was where the process all began. What has this journey been like, and do you have any mixed feelings about what your family is going to be facing going forward?
Listen, it's been a wild journey. It's certainly a journey that I never appreciated as a kind of a traditional civilian, right, not being a politician. It's been wild, it's been fun, it's been energetic. I mean, we've literally seen every single corner of this country as we've gone through, and that's a beautiful process. I mean, it teaches the candidate, it teaches the family so much about the political process, so much about the problems that this nation actually faces, and it's actually a beautiful process. It's a lot more complicated than I ever thought it would be. I was always the guy who said, listen, why don't they just simplify this process, you know, have people vote via email, but honestly, it's such a beautiful thing to be able to see every corner of this nation.
You say you're not a politician. Your brother sounded like one.
He did a great job. Honestly, he did an amazing job, and Tiffany did an amazing job. I'm so proud of her. I mean, she's 22 years old. She's never done this before, and she came out and nailed it.
The bar's pretty high.
The bar is high. I
love the sibling rivalry.
We're a competitive family. We can take it. You know, we can take it.
So how will yours be different?
You know, I really focus on the why, because I think it's such an important question. You know, why is my father doing it? Why does he care this much? You know, why now? I really focus on the why, and it's interesting, you know, here's a guy who's kind of in the apex of his career, right? He does not need to be doing this. You know, I hear from his friends all the time, you know, I would never do something like that. I mean, the scrutiny, the this, the that, the time commitment, the stress, the aggravation. You know, why? For somebody who's become so successful, who could live a beautiful, cushy life at home, play golf all the time, you know, run a nice business, really sit back. And my father cares deeply about this country. This country's given him everything.
Did any part of you want to tell him, don't do it?
Listen, I think he always knew that he was going to be, you know, right in the path of the fire. And, you know, but my father's never run from that. I mean, my father's kind of always run toward the fire and away from, you know, versus away from the fire. And I think that's what has made him successful his entire career. You know, when he becomes passionate about something, he sets his mind to it and he does it. And you see that as you sit in this arena. I mean, this incredible arena with this incredible passion. And I'm proud of him. I mean, I'm just proud of the man. He's done such an unbelievable job.
And what about yourself? I mean, we were talking about your brother. It was very powerful. It was personal. It was political. It was very strong on policy. Going forward, if your father should become president, you've been a close advisor to him. Will you have some sort of role in a Trump White House?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, first of all, if he ever made the call, I'd be there in 2 seconds. And the same goes for Ivanka. The same thing obviously goes for Don. And we are very close. I would never not go to one of his debates. I will always stand by his side. That's the kind of family we are. But no, I'll probably very much be in New York, you know, running the hotels, running the golf courses, you know, running all of our other properties. And again, if he ever needed something, I'd be there in exactly 3 seconds flat. But no, I think when he wins this, I think he'll be going down to Washington. I think we'll be staying in New York, you know, continuing his legacy. But we'll always be there for him.
Ivanka jokingly said to Lara that she was terrified about the speeches she's going to give tomorrow night. What about you?
That's certainly interesting. I mean, you see the size of this room. You see how it's telecast to, 28 million people or whatever the number is around the country. And it's amazing. All eyes are on. But, you know, I also took immense pride. I wrote every single word of my speech myself.
No speechwriters helped you with that?
Zero. And I think sometimes when you write from the heart, and I'll certainly deliver it from the heart, you know, the product will be what it will be, but it'll be certainly sincere, and full of love and full of emotion, and you know, that's how it's supposed to be.
So you're going to enjoy it?
I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy it. Try and live this this crazy, wild moment.
Well, we know it's going to be a long day for you. Really appreciate you joining us live this morning.
Thank you guys. Great being with you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.